Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me today because we have some very exciting General Hospital news to talk about, and it's definitely worth the wait. You know, I've been following General Hospital for a long time now, and let me tell you, things are really heating up in Port Charles lately. My heart's been racing with all these twists and turns. I just can't stop thinking about that poor Pascal fella. The way it looks, he's heading straight into some real dangerous territory. Between you and me, I got a strong feeling we might be saying goodbye to him pretty soon. But before he goes, it seems like he's going to drop one heck of a bombshell. From what I can see, Pascal's about to tell Jen Sidwell the truth about who really killed his son, Marco. And folks, that truth is going to hit Sidwell like a ton of bricks. Can you imagine? Pascal gets taken out suddenly, but not before he spills that Cullum was the one who murdered Marco. Sidwell's heart is already broken, and the second he hears it, well, he doesn't waste any time. He takes care of Cullum right then and there. Just like that, Cullum's gone. On one hand, I guess that takes some of the heat off Britt and little Rocco, which gives me a bit of relief. But something even messier is brewing underneath it all. I was watching the episode from May 26th, and Ava Jerome really got me thinking. She suggested the killer might be someone who was obsessed with Marco, maybe an old flame or someone carrying a torch for him that he never knew about. The way she painted that picture of jealousy and obsession, it stuck with me. Sidwell's still got his eye on Lucas Jones, thinking he might be involved somehow. But mark my words, it won't be long before Sidwell remembers that conversation and starts seeing everything in a whole new light. And then there's Pascal himself. That guy has been hanging around Windermere like a lost soul, wearing Marco's stolen tie and taking every chance he can to lash out at Lucas. The more I watch him, the more he acts like a jealous lover who got his heart crushed. The funny thing is, as far as I know, Pascal never even had a real relationship with Marco. Still, he's carrying on like one. It makes you wonder what's really going on in that head of his. I'm telling you, this whole storyline has me hooked. It's got danger, secrets, revenge, and broken hearts all mixed together. Can't wait to see how it all unfolds, even if it makes my old heart pound a little too hard sometimes. You know, what really gets me scratching my head in all this General Hospital mess is how Sidwell had already given Pascal a good talking to about that embarrassing obsession he had with Marco. He straight up scolded the guy, told him how shameful it looked carrying on like that. So I'm sitting here thinking, how in the world has Sidwell not connected the dots and seen Pascal as a real suspect yet? It surprises me, I'll tell you that. But mark my words, that suspicion is coming. And it's coming fast. Once it clicks in Sidwell's head, I don't think there's any turning back. At the same time, poor Pascal looks like he's being pulled in 100 different directions. I can feel the pressure building around him. He might just get tempted to turn on Sidwell, you know? When a man feels trapped and scared, sometimes he makes choices he wouldn't normally make. And right now, Sonny Corinthos is putting some serious heat on him. Sonny wants those blackmail photos back in a bad way, and I can easily picture Pascal giving in to that pressure. If he does, it wouldn't shock me one bit if he gets caught red-handed trying to hide those pictures in the safe. That kind of mistake, well, it could be the final nail in the coffin for him. And here's the part that really tugs at my heart. On top of everything else, if Sidwell ends up believing that Pascal was the one who actually killed his son Marco, that's when things turn truly dangerous. Between those stolen photos and this terrible misunderstanding, Sidwell's going to decide that Pascal has to go. No mercy, no questions asked. Just like that. I've been watching Pascal these past few weeks, and the way he's acting really sticks with me. He's been hanging around Windermere like a shadow, wearing that stolen tie of Marco's like it's some kind of treasure. Every chance he gets, he lashes out at Lucas, snapping at him like a jealous boyfriend who got his heart broken. The funny thing is, as far as anyone knows, Pascal never even had a real relationship with Marco. Yet he's carrying on like a man consumed by love and jealousy. It makes you wonder what's really going on inside his head. Is he just lonely, obsessed, or is there something deeper we still don't know? When I saw Ava Jerome laying out her theory in that May 26th episode, it really made me stop and think. She painted such a clear picture. Maybe the killer was someone who was secretly in love with Marco or obsessed with him from afar. Sidwell's still got his eyes on Lucas right now, but I have a feeling he's going to remember Ava's words real soon and start looking at everything from a completely different angle. And when he does, Pascal's name is going to come up quick. I'll be honest with you, this whole storyline has me hooked, but also a little worried. Pascal's walking on very thin ice. One wrong move with Sonny, one wrong word to Sidwell, and it could all come crashing down. On one hand, I'm relieved that Cullum is out of the picture because that takes some danger away from Britt and little Rocco. But on the other hand, it feels like we're trading one problem for an even bigger, bloodier one. These writers sure know how to keep an old guy like me on the edge of my seat. Every episode leaves me wondering if Pascal is going to make it through the week or if his time is finally up. It's the kind of dramatic, heartbreaking stuff that makes General Hospital so special after all these years. I just hope they handle it right, because I've grown kind of attached to some of these characters, even the complicated ones like Pascal. What do you think is going to happen next? I can't wait to find out, even if it makes my old heart race a little too much. Sometimes, one thing that keeps playing over and over in my mind is how dangerous Pascal's situation has become. Sidwell is not the patient type, especially when he's hurting and looking for someone to blame. I can easily picture him losing his temper, pulling out that gun, and shooting Pascal right then and there without giving the poor guy much of a chance to explain himself. It reminds me a lot of what he did to Professor Henry Hank Dalton. No long conversation, no mercy, just quick and final. That kind of cold decision-making makes my stomach turn a little, but it fits Sidwell's character perfectly. Still, I'm really hoping the story doesn't end that fast. Wouldn't it be so much more interesting if Pascal gets shot but doesn't die right away? What if he hangs on long enough to have one final dramatic moment? Lying there, fighting for breath, he could finally reveal the truth about who really killed Marco. In those dying moments, I can see him pointing the finger straight at Cullum as the real murderer. And because Pascal has that jealous streak, he might even throw in some blame toward Lucas too, saying Lucas caused some kind of betrayal that led to the whole tragedy. It would be his last bitter act, trying to settle old scores even as he slips away. That kind of deathbed confession always shakes things up in Port Charles. I've been watching Pascal closely these past weeks, and the man has been acting so strangely. He keeps hanging around Windermere like he belongs there, wearing Marco's stolen tie like it's some precious keepsake. Every time he sees Lucas, he lashes out, full of anger and resentment, like a man whose heart got broken into pieces. The funny part is, as far as we know, Pascal never even had a real romantic relationship with Marco. Yet he carries on like someone consumed by obsession and jealousy. It makes you wonder what's truly going on in his head and why he's so fixated. Sidwell, on the other hand, is clearly struggling. From the latest spoilers, it looks like he's having a hard time putting all the pieces together about what really happened that night. He's got suspicions, he's got theories, but nothing quite fits yet. That's why Pascal could become the key to everything. If he survives just long enough to speak, he might drop some shocking information that finally clears up the whole mystery. It could change everything Sidwell believes and set off even more chaos in the process. Between Sonny putting pressure on him for those blackmail photos and Sidwell possibly misunderstanding the whole situation, Pascal is walking on very thin ice, one wrong step, and it could all come crashing down around him. I feel a little sorry for the guy. Even though he's made plenty of bad choices, he seems lonely and lost, and now he might pay the ultimate price for it. All in all, this storyline has me completely glued to the screen. My old heart races every time I think about what might happen next. Will Pascal get a quick, sudden ending like Hank Dalton, or will he get one last chance to speak his truth before he goes? Either way, I know the writers have something big planned, and I can't wait to see how it unfolds. General Hospital has a way of making these complicated characters feel real, like people you've known for years. That's why I keep coming back day after day. We'll just have to stay patient and watch how it all plays out. These twists and turns are what make the show so special after all this time. I'm telling you, friend, it's going to be one wild ride.